It's the grandson of Right Thought. So everybody's got all these ideas about what shows you being blessed and how it displays itself in the world. I mean, a lot of us grew up in churches that taught prosperity gospel and giving your money to the church and sowing these seeds, and you're going to reap a harvest, and you're going to reap a big financial increase in your life because you've been sowing into this ministry. We've heard all man's ideas of how it looks to be blessed. But now we're going to read from the truth, the word of the Most High Yah, who the true blessed are and how they are to walk, how they are to live their life. This is the book of Luke, chapter 6. We'll start at verse 20. And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and he said, "Blessed be you poor, for yours is the kingdom of God." Stop. Blessed be the poor? Is that what y'all heard? Was that taught to y'all? That the poor were actually blessed? Because that's the first thing that he says. He looks at his disciples and he says, "Blessed are you poor." Y'all see that? He said, "For yours is the kingdom of God." It's yours. But they didn't teach you that, did they? They teach you in this world that those who have wealth are those who you should be listening to. Those are the blessed by God. The ones who prosper financially are those who are blessed by God, or else they wouldn't be prospering financially. That's what they tell you, right? Blessed are you that hunger now, for you should be filled. Blessed are you that weep now, for you shall laugh. So you guys who are in sorrow now, it says weeping. He says you're blessed. Y'all that are hungry now, waiting for your blessings, you are already blessed, for you shall be filled. You that are crying now, you are going to laugh. You see, that's the truth of the matter. You are blessed because you understand that the times that you're living in are horrendous times. So you are weeping for that. You're no fool out here just laughing and running around having a good ass time in this wicked ass world that you find yourself in. You are weeping over this world. And Abba Yah knows that. So he says you are blessed. Blessed are you when men shall hate you. Look at this, y'all. Remember my video from yesterday? Do you see why I speak the way that I speak now? You are blessed when men hate you. And when they shall separate you from their company. Y'all ever been put out of your friends' company? Your cousins and your family that don't want to hang out with you no more? Your woman that don't want to be with you no more? Your man that don't want to be with you no more, sis? Your girlfriends that don't want to hang around you no more, sis? They don't understand you? Bro, your bros that used to hang around you, they don't understand you. When you come around and you talking what you talking, that truth, when that spirit hits you and you talking to them and they don't understand that, they put you out of their company. They said, "Man, the hell with him, man. We want to do all this shit this nigga talking about we shouldn't do." He says, you're blessed for that, bro, sis. "And they shall reproach you," look, "and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake," for the truth's sake. They go as soon as they bring your name up, when you ain't around, they be talking about your ass behind your back. They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Backstabbers. When they talking about you, is that not what he said? Cast out your name as evil. He says, "Rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy." Do you see why I said what I said yesterday, y'all? Rejoice in that day and leap for joy, he says. "For behold, your reward is great in heaven." Y'all hear that? Do not get caught up on this 3D temporary world. Understand that it is temporary and it is passing away. Esau's world is passing away and Jacob is the world that followeth it. Understand that, Israel. Your world is the world that follows Esau's world. Abba Yah says he's going to judge them in an hour and bring it to naught. And he says, in a twinkling of an eye, you shall be changed. You understand that? Your world. Your hope that you've had in your heart, your manifestation that you've been working on, your mansion, your glory. He says, for in like manner did their fathers unto the prophets. They did the same thing to the prophets, y'all. They was hating on them too, talking crazy about them. But woe unto you that are rich! Exclamation point. Look how he switched gears on their ass. But woe unto you that are rich, for you have received your consolation. So what was they talking about, y'all? They lied to you in that church. Talking about if you had prosperity, you were blessed by God. He says, woe unto you. They don't follow Yahushua. Isn't it clear that they have been deceiving you, following after a false god named Jesus, tunic boy, flower boy, Jesus Christ superstar, a fucking lie, a fucking idol that we hate. We abhor that motherfucking idol. He said, woe unto you that are rich, for you have already received your consolation. You already living good. You chilling. What you need to be saved for? That's what Israelites be saying to the world. They be like, y'all always want to join in on our blessing, getting delivered. What are you getting delivered from? You've been living good all this fucking time. You've been over here in this world, in this land. 400 years you've been living good over here. Everybody else, the Negroes been at the fucking bottom, and now we getting delivered, and y'all want to join in on that blessing too? You see? Woe unto you that are full! Exclamation point! For ye shall hunger. You see that? It's backwards. They got it backwards on you. Woe unto you that laugh now, for you shall mourn and weep. You see that? Niggas running around right now laughing at you because they think you crazy as hell. Talking about, man, this nigga done lost his mind. What happened to the old Jew? Ain't that what they saying to you? What happened to the old Jew? Bring him back. Bring the old Jew back. Fuck that. That nigga's dead. We crucify his ass daily. We die to the flesh. The flesh profiteth nothing, but the spirit it profiteth all. What'd he say, y'all? What'd he say? Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. You see that shit? I told you, all you niggas that's following after these false prophets. Niggas like Remedy H, y'all following after niggas like that, false prophets. Y'all speak well of him. He says, woe unto you. Woe unto you when men speak well of you, when all men speak well of you. Only a few people gonna speak well of you. You see that? Woe unto you. But I say unto you which hear, love your enemies. Do good to them which hate you. That's how we put them heaping coals of fire on top of their head. You see that? I told you, don't give a narcissist your energy. Do not give it to him. You stay on your path. You are I am. Bless them that curse you, and pray for them which despitefully use you. We talked about that. And unto him that smiteth thee on the one cheek, offer also the other. And him that taketh away thy cloak, forbid not to take thy coat also. What does he mean by this? When people slander you, when people speak negative against you, ignore that shit. Just like I told you, that's turning the other cheek, not letting it affect you. See, because when they hurl the attack at you, which is the accusation, you are this, that's smacking you in the face. See, we speak spiritual here. Y'all so caught up in the flesh that you can't understand Yahushua's words. You see, you've been listening to Jesus Christ, 3D boy. That's what we're going to call his ass. 3D boy. And not the spirit, the truth. You're not hearing the words of the spirit. So when a person hurls an accusation at you, that's them smiting you on your cheek. Ignore that shit. Ignore that shit. And then you make your chest move on them, which is offering up the other cheek. They ain't going to smack you on the other cheek because guess what? They can't. They're going to flee from you. Harmless as a dove, but wise as a serpent. And as you would, give to every man that asketh of thee. And of him that taketh away thy goods, ask them not again. Don't sweat material bullshit. And as you would that men should do to you, do you also to them likewise. Do y'all understand that in its clarity? Do you hear that? These are the laws of the Most High. As you would that men should do to you, Israel. That's what you should do to another man. Listen to that carefully. It's very important. When you deal with another man, brother, consider that he is you. So when you make him a sandwich, make him the sandwich as if you're making it for yourself. Do you understand the difference when you're going to make it then? You're going to make it as if you're making it for you. You ain't just going to slap that bitch together, are you? Everything that you do, you're going to consider if it was done to you. You see that? You see that? For if you love them which love you, what thank have ye? For sinners also love those that love them. Ain't that easy to understand? And if you do good to them which do good to you, what thank have you? For sinners also do even the same. And if you lend to them of whom you hope to receive, what thank have ye? So if you got some money and a brother say, hey man, can I borrow $50? I'll pay it right back to you tomorrow. So you're giving the $50 because you said he's going to get it back tomorrow. That's the only reason you gave it to him was because he said he was going to give it back. But what if he said, hey man, can I get $50? I ain't got no way to pay you back, man, but I need this $50. So you still going to give it? That's what Christ is saying. Yes, we shall. That's what he's saying. Yes. We're going to be better than the sinners. Do you see? We're going to be children of the Most High Yah. You see? 35. But love ye your enemies and do good and lend, see, hoping for nothing again, see, and your reward shall be great, and ye shall be the children of the highest, see, for he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil, ain't he? Hasn't he allowed these people hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of grace to do what they've done? Hasn't he allowed that? You see how he's merciful and kind? So he says, be ye therefore merciful as your Father also is merciful, see. Judge not, and ye shall not be judged. Condemn not, and ye shall not be condemned. Forgive, and ye shall be forgiven. Do you see? So utilize the laws righteously, because you're going to reap what you sow. So judge not that you shall not be judged. So when somebody comes and has done something wrong to you, and then they say, forgive me, and you say, okay, I forgive you. Instead of saying, no, you're going to have to pay for that, and you sentence them to some things, to some type of reparation. You sentence them to it. Now you have judged them. You see, instead of accepting forgiveness, which is what he's saying. Don't condemn them. Forgive them. If they ask for forgiveness, forgive them. You see, so that when you ask, you will be forgiven. It's that simple. That's how the laws work. But if you don't forgive a person, then when it comes to you, then you won't be forgiven. You see, give and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall men give into your bosom. For with the same measure that you meet withal, it shall be measured to you again. So the same way you're willing to give out to others is the same as going to flow back into you. See? Even more, pressed over, running over, all that. Y'all see that? And he spake a parable unto them. Can the blind lead the blind? Shall they not both fall into the ditch? The disciple is not above his master, but everyone that is perfect shall be as his master. Do y'all see why I said on my video the other day, I'm as Christ, I'm not beneath him or above him, I am as him? Do you see why? Because he said that himself. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but perceivest not the beam that is in thine own eye? You're being a hypocrite when you do that. Either how can thou say to thy brother, brother, let me pull out the mote that is in thine eye, when thou thyself beholdest not the beam that is in thine own eye? You being a hypocrite. See, you hypocrite. Cast out first the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly enough to pull the mote that is in thy brother's eye. See, before you start opening your mouth to preach any truth, you already have to have dealt with yourself first. See, you have already have been prepared and ordained by above to give the message that you're giving, so that you can see clear enough. See, but these false teachers been just giving you false teachings with a big ass beam in their eye, you see? And y'all are all ignoring that because you got a big ass beam in your eye. You're like, as long as he's not saying that, then I'll keep listening to that guy. That's why niggas like me, it'd be hard for y'all to listen to, because I be lasering everybody, you see? And I'm not purposely doing it, it's the word is doing it, see? Y'all understand that. All right? He says, For a good tree bringeth not forth corrupt fruit, see, neither doth a corrupt tree bringeth forth good fruit. For every tree is known by its own fruit. For of thorns men do not gather figs, nor of a bramble bush gather they grapes. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good, see, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. For of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh. So whatever a man's heart is full of, that's what he will speak. So if you see me on my video speaking every couple hours about this, then what is my heart full of? You see how easy that is to break down when you know the word? So when somebody's talking to you, then you should be able to know his tree by his fruit, by his words that he's speaking to you. What is he talking about? Is he constantly talking about his own damn ego? Well, then he's filled with his own ego. His heart is filled with that. If he's talking about killing or stealing all the time, then he's probably filled his mind with that all the damn time. His heart. Y'all see? It's not hard. And why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? You see how Yahusha talking to y'all Christians? He said, why y'all calling out to me talking about I'm your Lord, but y'all don't do nothing I tell you to do? You see? Whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings and doeth them, I will show you to whom he is like. He is like a man which built a house, listen y'all, and dig deep and laid the foundation on a rock. Y'all see that shit? And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon that house and could not shake it, for it was founded upon a rock. Did you hear that? Didn't I tell you that's why I speak so boldly? He just told you why I do. Why I speak the way I speak. Yahusha just told you why. Why I drop the messages that I drop. Yahusha just told you why. Because I'm built it on a solid rock. The storm can't knock the shit down. Period. But he that heareth and doeth not, listen, is like a man that without a foundation, see, built a house upon the earth, against which the stream did beat vehemently, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great. Fake ass Christians, fake ass church, 501c3 churches. Your shit fell, and great was the fall of y'all shit. Abba made waste with the churches real quick. Don't nobody fall for that bullshit no more, because we listen to the true Yahusha. Just like he was saying, y'all say, Lord, Lord, and y'all don't do things which I tell you to do. He said, whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings and doeth them, I will show you to whom he is like. So he's showing you to whom he is like through me, through my boldness, through my not stumbling, through my not being swayed off of the rock that I'm standing on. Just like I said in my video about the nigga talk about study other things other than the Bible. There's only some truths in the Bible. And I cut his ass to ribbons. Just like he said. That's the kind of man he gonna be like. Do y'all see how easy that is to understand? Siloam Yisraelah.